I request you to stay on with us as we shift our focus to some other news that we are tracking. Well, Tyler Robinson, the suspect in Charlie Kirk's assassination, has made an initial court appearance via video link from jail. The Utah County prosecutor Jeff Gray has said that the state will seek death penalty for the suspect. Listen in.
Also, following the press conference, I am filing a notice of intent to seek the death penalty. I do not take this decision lightly, and it is a decision I have made independently as county attorney, based solely on the available evidence and circumstances and nature of the crime.
Jeff Gray has also announced the 7 charges filed against Robinson. These charges include aggravated murder, obstruction of justice for disposing of evidence, and witness tampering for asking his roommate to delete text implicating him. Meanwhile, FBI Chief Kash Patel has made an appearance before the Senate Judiciary Committee for his handling of the Kirk and the Jeffrey Epstein cases. Patel has rejected criticism over his handling of Kirk's assassination. Take a listen.
A few hours later, that suspect was in custody, pursuant to the interrogation of the suspect's own father, who stated, "When I saw that video that you released, I recognized it was my son, and I confronted him, and he was handed over to lawful law enforcement authorities." That is the FBI working with the public, as I promised, being transparent and providing critical information along the way in the manhunt for the suspect and suspects involved in Charlie's assassination.
Well, now authorities have also retrieved a text exchange between Robinson and his roommate, who is a transgender person and, according to authorities, Robinson's partner. According to the charging documents released by the Utah County, Robinson allegedly texted his roommate on the day of the shooting and discussed his rifle, possible motive, and other details. Robinson's roommate has told the police about a note left by Robinson under the keyboard, which read, "I have the opportunity. In fact, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police has said they found a photo of the note. In the text messages, Robinson's roommate asked him why he did it, to which Robinson allegedly said that he had had enough of Kirk's hatred, revealing the possible motive for the assassination. In the text messages, Robinson discusses retrieving his rifle. He also asked his partner to delete this exchange and not take any interviews or make any comments. He also allegedly said that if the police ask questions, the roommate should get a lawyer and stay silent. Okay, I'm going to try to decode what exactly has been said, the exchange between the two. Well, Robinson started by saying that I'm still okay, my love. But I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you. The roommate responded back by saying, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" She was, of course, the person was, of course, questioning Robinson on that front. Robinson stated, and I quote, I'm sorry." The roommate further asked, "I thought they caught the person." Robinson responded back saying, "No, they grabbed some old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after." The roommate questioned, "Why?" Robinson said, "Why did I do it?" The roommate responded, "Yes." Robinson said, "I'd had enough of this hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. I am able to grab my rifle unseen. I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully, they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it." The roommate asked, "How long have you been planning this?" Robinson responded back saying, "A bit over a week, I believe." Robinson then said, "I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't know if I had a serial number, if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I have left it in a bush where I changed outfits. I didn't have the ability or time to bring it back with me. I might have to abandon it, and I hope they don't find prints. How will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in the towel. Remember, I was engraving bullets. The messages are mostly a big meme. If you see notices is, in fact, they've spoken about Fox News. I might have, in fact, stroke all right. I'm going to have to leave it there. And it really sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think it was a $2,000 scope, Robinson then said. Delete this exchange. He further said that since Trump has gotten into office, his father has become a pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson then said, I'm going to return myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. He then said that you are all I worry about, my love. The roommate said, I'm much more worried about you. And Robinson responded back saying, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police asks you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. Okay, we've taken you through the entire conversation, the exchange between Tyler Robinson and the roommate. In fact, still with us on the broadcast is Mr. Scott Faulkner. Sir, I thank you for your patience, and I'd like to take this conversation forward with you by asking you, there were, of course, many unanswered questions to which we have some answers based on this conversation that's taken place, including whose rifle it was, how long had it been since this was orchestrated or it was in the making, and of course, why exactly that rifle was left in the woods. What do you make of this conversation, this exchange between Tyler Robinson and the roommate?
Well, obviously, it's a very strong set of evidence that he actually, he did it, and that he did it premeditated, and that he did it for political reasons. So that exchange is going to be critical for the prosecution team. For those who watched the actual first hearing today, because I know BBC showed it as well as other world media, that the judge is a very strong professional judge. He's doing it by the book. The prosecution team is doing it by the book. And so I think we're going to see a very strong case, which certainly these text messages are part of, the DNA evidence on the rifle itself, some of the impressions on the roof as well as on the ground of the footprints, and certainly the video evidence. And this is a very, very strong case, and it's going to be moved forward by the book, by the prosecutors, and presided over by what so far seems to be a very strong professional judge. So this is justice will be served.
Time on NewsX World, sharing your perspectives. Well, this is